I said we street teaching and doing music to educate. All praise, I had this gift since second grade where I stay. They upgraded the murder from catching fades. Let's just say you niggas is weaker in 7 days. Cause how a nation come kidnap you and make you slaves. Then separate their children and parents, change their names. No Damon Wayne's for generations was major pain. And we kill each other, but when it's done, we don't say a thing. You niggas tripping. Well, in other words, y'all niggas Christian. Worship white Jesus when scriptures give his description. And shout out to my kindred that's really living what's written. Keeping laws that was given instead of willfully sinning. I love saying Christ coming back, cause it's with vengeance. All we gotta do is endure like it's an entrance. Rehearse the righteous acts, so spiritually it's a scrimmage. And that real game start when the missiles pass the defenses. Let's get it, I'm chilling. It's scary but it's thrilling. Never trust the opposition, they come near me then I'm peeling. Like aren't you glad we no longer killing and drug dealing? But instead we out here healing, no more filling up them prisons. We almost at the ending, and now I don't care who like me. It's sore strokes for them folks, cause they scared to fight me. And you in sin, cause you clutching on that ham tightly. Calling on the Lord, you get ignored like scam likely. Step to the set, you getting checked like a pair of Nikes. SICARII heavy, in these streets you better tread lightly. And real Jews don't follow behind clones. We just waking up the dead in a valley of dry bones, all praise.
What's going on with you guys, man? Where are you guys from? Persia? Okay, that's Elon, no? Elon, man. You believe in the Bible?
Of course.
Or what's your religion?
We're Baha'i.
You're what again?
We're Baha'i.
Come close, bro. Come close. Brother knows something about your stuff. Explain your religion to me. What is your foundation of your religion? You can post up right here. You can post up right here.
Right here.
Yeah.
For sure.
Explain your religion to me.
So, the Baha'i faith is a newer religion that was founded in present-day Iran, so ancient Persia, in the mid-1800s. Our Prophet Baha'u'llah came to this world, and he's one of the newer revelations.
What was his name?
Baha'u'llah.
Baha'u'llah, okay.
Yeah, Baha'u'llah. And right now, some of our core beliefs is the unification of mankind and its religions. We believe in progressive revelation and how there's different manifestations of God, such as Baha'u'llah, Muhammad, peace be upon him, Jesus Christ, Moses, Abraham.
The false prophet verse.
They all came into the world at different times.
How do you know a false prophet?
To accommodate for the needs of the people and different things that are going on in the world and the place that they come from. So we believe in the unification of mankind and its religions, equality between men and women, harmony between science and religion, and just personal, spiritual investigation, of the truth.
But what is the foundation for it though? Like, where did this guy come from that you all of a sudden believe in him now?
So he came in present-day Iran, and his followers are originally from Iran, but now it's like a worldwide religion, and basically it's located in every part.
Well, I'm saying, why do you believe in him though?
Why do I believe in him?
It's like some random dude out here on 16th saying, I'm a prophet. Why believe in him?
Did he have signs and wonders?
Yeah. Was it signs and wonders?
Like Moses did, or Christ did. You know what I'm saying? Like, Moses gave us wonders. He literally opened up the earth and swallowed Korah and the rebels. Who else? Christ showed miracles and wonders. You know what I mean?
Right.
Elijah, Elisha, all these prophets had not only the revelation of God, but he also showed his people. So this man who you're talking about, what did he do to show you he was a prophet? Because I can say I'm a prophet, and I can run game on anybody and have people believing in me. But if I don't got no signs and wonders, like, what did he do?
What did that guy do?
I feel like his
You're both the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, it's a trip because I never met a Baha'i, never. But I read about it, and I know they got a big center in Israel too.
Yeah. Our world center's in Israel. That's where the governing body of the faith is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so why believe in this guy?
So I feel like he was able to do miracles, and he did do them in certain situations. But his main mission was, instead of trying to just do an easy way, he wanted to really touch the hearts of men and to try to through his character and through his actions, he would make people really fall in love and feel that love. So through his actions.
So you said miracle, like what miracles though?
Alright, so one miracle I know that he did was that one person was really asking for they were like begging him, like, oh, I really want to know, like, I want to see a miracle, like, can I see something? Can I see something? And he said, like okay, like, I'll show you this one thing, and like he showed them like what the next world would look like through his fingers, like he looked through like the like.
What do you mean the next world?
Like just like when you die, like what would happen after? He gave him a glimpse of what that would look like.
And did he kind of explain what it is? What's it look like?
Showed it.
What's it like? Right, that's what I'm saying. Did he give a description of what it looked like then?
No, he showed the guy what it was.
But the guy never said what he saw.
He didn't say anything. He just no. The guy killed himself the next day.
Jesus.
Because he wanted to be there so badly. He saw what it was
really?
like. He killed himself.
Jesus. Okay, well here's the thing. Is the foundation of, you said the Bible, right? You believe in the Bible.
Believe in Jesus, believe in Muhammad.
But what if what the Bible says contradicts what this guy's teaching?
Okay, so that's an interesting
Who
thing.
would you pick?
So basically, us as Baha'is, I look at the word of, Jesus Christ as like being very sacred and being very important, right? But the thing is, when it comes to like the progressive revelation, we believe that all the religions, they have very correlated and like intertwined like beliefs, but they're interpreted in different ways. And basically, like throughout the different time, like different periods of like humanity, it's kind of like a human, like it develops, you know what I mean? Like through different stages. So, like,
But how would that work if God says he doesn't change?
Well, God doesn't change in himself, but through the manifestations, they pretty much accommodate humanity.
I'm gonna give you an example, right? Leviticus, right? Old Testament Torah. Don't eat pork. We can go into Maccabees, which is more than 1,000 years after, where people are still willing to die than eat pork, right? Now you have Muslims that are saying, if you're gonna die, eat pork, right? We're saying, how does that match up when God says, keep this forever, don't do this? People were willing to die to not break God's laws, but Muslims are doing that. You get what I'm saying? So that's why we're saying it's a different God, because they're not basing the same foundation on this, right? You agree with that?
So wait, so you're saying that like some Muslims are eating pork and some aren't, or something?
The Quran says if
at the moment, like if you're really starving, possibly even starving to death, you're allowed to eat pork. I'm gonna pull up the surah right now.
But in the Bible, people were willing to die. This lady literally watched 7 of her kids die so that they won't eat pork. You get what I'm saying? Who am I supposed to believe? The people where God says don't do this for all your generations, people willing to die for it, but now you have a different book claiming it's the same God, but these people can eat pork. Which one do you believe?
So it's a progressive revelation. So over time, there's like a new age, and there's like everything's different. The world's changed in many different ways.
But at what point does it change though? Because this is after thousands of years.
It's about like every 1,000 years, like give or take. Like don't quote me on that, not exactly, but about every 1,000 years, there's maybe like a new manifestation would come for like the laws of the day and age for today. Like today, you can't like go off of things from like thousands of years ago. Things are gonna change in society.
Here's why I disagree with that, right?
Okay.
You know how bad pork is for you?
It is pretty bad. Yeah.
So, if God tells me 3,000 years ago, don't eat it, because they know back then, because God said so, don't eat it, it's bad for you, but still today, 3,000 years later, 4,000 years later, it's still bad for you.
Well, you also had a kind of like factor in that there's like advancements in technology that can help with sanitation and like the process of like, having those animals delivered to like people's homes and like eating it. Like at the time before that, they didn't have those accessibilities. Like for instance, like
but even still today, it's still a disgusting animal.
I definitely agree with you. I'm allowed to eat pork like in my religion, but I personally don't eat it too much because like I'm not even a big fan of it, and I know it's not the healthier.
Who says you're allowed to though? That guy told you you're allowed to, or does he have a foundation?
In the Baha'i faith, there is no dietary restrictions. We're not allowed to consume alcohol. We're not allowed to take drugs that aren't prescribed to us, and those are the main.
You're not allowed to take drugs.
We are not allowed to take drugs that aren't prescribed. to us.
Who said that though? That guy?
Baha'i, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's based off what this one person thought is okay for you.
In the Kitabi Aqdas, which is the most holy book of the Baha'i faith, the Kitabi Aqdas.
Yeah, but we believe it's like not like what he thought. It's like what he got from God. Like he received.
That's what I'm
God.
saying.
Right.
So if that God is saying something different than the God of the Bible, who are you gonna pick?
No, so that's the thing. Like we were talking about, it's like different stages of like humanity.
You believe it's the same God though?
I believe 100%.
What's the name of that God?
It's just
God.
Whatever you want
We
to call
believe
it.
God.
God.
Yeah.
You see how I'm saying that could get confusing? Watch this though. Watch.
Surah 2 and 173. He has only forbidden to you dead animals, blood, the flesh of swine, and that which has been dedicated to other than Allah. But whoever is forced by necessity, neither desiring it nor transgressing its limit, there is no sin upon him.
Right?
Indeed, Allah is forgiving and merciful.
Right? That's what the Muslims believe. Right? But now we have accounts in First Maccabees, Second Maccabees 7, right? Where this lady's like, don't sin, don't do this, so that God can receive you. Right? So the God of the, first of all, it's not even the same name for God, right? The same usage for the name. So how are we going to say that it's the same God, bro? When it, to me, for example, right? Does your God allow homosexuality? No. Why not? It's progressive now, right? It's been more than 1,000 years.
Right. But I mean, it doesn't change the fact that, like, in order, the number one purpose for marriage in the Baha'i faith is to have kids, to like continue and like have your own kids, and it's physically impossible for same sex to have kids. So that's not going to change. Like, humans cannot evolve to like have like same sex like marriage.
But what if they have kids through those incubator things?
But
they're still lesbian and gay.
I don't know too much about that kind of stuff, so I'm not entirely sure. But just naturally, that's not possible.
So you're saying because they can't have kids, couldn't they be together though? Can they have sex still in your religion? Why not?
I mean, for us, we're not supposed to have sex outside of marriage.
What if they're married?
But you're also not supposed to get married if you're.
Yeah, you're not. You're not supposed to get married because the main purpose of marriage is to have kids, which is not possible. And you can't be like, oh, okay, you know what? Like, some people might not want to have kids. Like, maybe some people can do. It's like kind of arbitrary. You know what I mean?
Right. I get what you, I'm not for 1,000%. I'm not saying people should go and be homosexuals, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing: why that is still not okay, but eating pork you can though.
Well,
what's the difference?
From my interpretation, I do know that pork is one of the unhealthier meats. But at the time of Islam, there was like widespread like food like borne illnesses and a bunch of different things going on in the Middle East.
Hey, can you back up just so we can hear the brother better, man?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
You're
saying what again?
No, but yeah. So basically, I believe that we're living in a different time where there's advancements in medicine, technology, and there isn't a need to. I mean, obviously, like it's not like the healthiest meat, but like we're at a point where we're able to have it, like in order to consume it. You know what I mean? It's like different than before.
So I want to talk about the afterlife thing, because that was interesting, right?
Also, my bad if at any point we had to go because our friends are coming.
Okay, it's all good, bro. No sweat. Here's the thing, right? So, according to that, what did you say his name was? Baha'u'llah. According to him, what happens after you die?
So, I mean, there's also obviously a lot of like unknown of what the next world is like, but the basics are, your body is kind of like falls down to the dust and like, disintegrates here, and then your soul, goes to another realm or another dimension. It's like the next world.
Which would be like what? Like, is that kind of like the Bible where Christians teach that it's like peace and you're happy and so on?
It's like your soul is getting closer to God in the next world, and it's on an infinite journey of like being able to, be with God, but like obviously you're not reaching him yet, but you're like kind of like.
So what about those homosexual people? What happens with them?
I mean,
after they die?
So everyone gets to go to the next world, but it all depends on like how close you are to God. It's like how happy or how good of in a place you're gonna be. You want to be close to God. That's like the goal. So, everyone has sins. No one's perfect. So everyone's gonna have some far distance from God, and just because you're homosexual doesn't mean you're going to be like all the way in the different realm. You know what I mean? You can still be close to God.
Can you give me an example of what the next afterlife would be to someone who's a quote unquote sinner, according to what the Bible says? What would their life be like?
It's you're basically just far from God. So like, it's like.
Meaning like what? Like you'll be like a bum on the street or something like that, or what? What does it mean? Like your deformity?
So they have an analogy of like when you're in the womb. Like let's say your mom is giving birth to you, right? And in the womb, you develop arms, you develop legs, you develop eyes. So then when you come into this world, you're able to see, you're able to walk, you're able to do that, right? So if you're not developing that in this world, which is like getting close to God, when you go to the next world, you might be like, for example, be blind or not have limbs. It'll make things like more difficult, and you kind of would prefer to avoid that. You would rather have all the facilities like prepared in this world for when you go to that.
So for example, that guy that you said saw that vision, that prophet guy, you said he pretty much promised him he's gonna have a better life, so he went and killed himself.
Well, he just showed him what it was like. He was like, "This is what the next world is like," and he showed.
What it's like for who though? For him specifically?
I'm not too sure. I'm not
okay.
too sure.
To our current knowledge, yeah.
Right.
But he gave him a glimpse of it, and in no ways, I mean, he saw how beautiful it was, but in no ways are you allowed to actually kill yourself.
Why not?
Yeah, that's against the rule. You're not supposed to like commit suicide.
He sinned.
He said.
So he's saying he's gonna have a better life, or he's not gonna have a better life.
Well, that's obviously by committing suicide, that probably
Didn't work out for him.
that probably was not in his favor at all. But we don't believe in like heaven or hell where it's like you're going here or you're going there. It's not like that. It's like,
we don't believe that.
It's just like you're either like it's how close you are to God. It's like,
Okay.
you know.
So now the foundation part. You said he was a prophet. What prophecies did he give?
That part, because a prophet gives prophecy, and the prophecy comes to pass. You know what I'm saying? So did he give a prophecy, and that prophecy came to pass yet?
Right.
Yeah. So have you ever heard of like the Great Disappointment?
No, explain it to me, brother.
So the Great Disappointment, I'm not too well versed on like the prophecies, but there's like some prophecies in the Bible and some prophecies in the Quran where like a lot of Christians believe that the promised one was going to come in, I believe 1844.
I think that was Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, so they believe that Jesus was going to return or something like that, right? So because there's a prophecy that said that.
Right.
And so they call it the Great Disappointment because they were disappointed. No one came. So that prophecy also is in line with like, there's a book called Thief in the Night where a Christian, he wrote about this, about these prophecies and how they connect. And so one of our promised one, he was like a really, also another basically prophet in our religion called the Bab. He basically, his station was to announce that there was going to come a promised one that was going to bring a new revelation. So he came out, and also in 1844 is when he like also was declared. So
what was the prophecy? Yeah.
So it came true. The prophecy came true.
What was it? That's what I'm saying. What was it?
I'm not like too well versed. It was the return of Jesus, I guess. The return of Christ.
He's saying Jesus came already?
Yeah, like it already came. Yeah, he's returned. Yeah.
Where?
I mean, that was Baha'i. Like he was the return.
This is the guy from your religion who did a prophecy that Jesus returned, he returned, but it's still like this?
No, he was the return, yeah. But but the return is not like everything's gonna transform. It's gonna take time though.
I'm gonna give you an example, right? Why I disagree with that, right? Give me first this, and then get Revelation 19, right?
Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 20. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die.
Right? That's it?
And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which the Lord hath not spoken?
Right, so how do we know what God did not speak then, right? Go ahead.
Finish this verse.
Go ahead.
Verse 22, when a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord has not spoken.
Right? So there's you just go ahead with whatever Hazan needed. Right? So that's explaining how do we know what a false prophet is then, right? If he says something's going to happen and it doesn't come to pass, that prophet is a false prophet then, right? You get Revelation 19, right? Because when Jesus comes, there's supposed to be signs. Stuff is supposed to happen, right? When Jesus was supposed to come, what was supposed to happen? What was supposed to happen?
Okay, I see. So when it comes to like the whole thing, because he was talking about like 1844, you're talking about like the twin manifestation of the Baha'i faith. It's called the Bab, right? He came to Shiraz in 1844. He was recognized by 19 people, right?
As Jesus?
No, not as Jesus, but as like the gate of God. He's known as the gate.
I'm talking about the guy that you said.
Yeah, so it's not that he is Jesus. It's like the names don't matter. It's just a divine being of God has come.
But he's not the Messiah that everybody's waiting for in the Bible, right?
He is.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so when he was supposed to come back, according to what the Bible says, what was he supposed to do? Or why? My question is, what was he supposed to do? Because you're believing he was that person. I'm gonna for sure not believe it because there was things that he was supposed to do that obviously never happened.
Yeah. So what were the things that he was supposed to do?
I'm asking you. You believe this is Jesus, or that he is quote unquote Jesus, right?
Yeah, I'm not too well versed on
19,
the I need to I need to read up on it. I don't have the prophecies exactly.
So you don't find that scary, bro? That you're believing this thing without the foundation of I know for sure this is the guy.
But the thing is, with a religion, it's a constant investigation. You don't ever have a true foundation
And-
of it, other than the prophets.
Are you guys devout? Would you say to your religion?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
Well,
so-
like I said, for us, it's like less of an emphasis on like the prophecies and the miracles he performs, and more on like the character and the love that he displayed, and like how amazing of like the sacrifice he did for people. You know how they said Jesus died for our sins? Like that's what you want to kind of like focus on, is like how amazing of a character he was, and how we can all be like that towards each other, how great of a world we can create if we all acted in that way.
I'm not
I
saying
believe
that you can't not look at somebody as an example for something, right?
Yeah.
But to hold the rank of a prophet, of a Messiah, is definitely a whole lot different than somebody that's a good person that you're like, I want to be like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like it's just more like you see the kind of things he does and the ways he's acting, and you're like, how can this be if it's not an act of God? Like how can, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we firmly believe that like he is divine from God. It's from his actions and from like the way he was.
What action?
Like certain things, like from like, you know, being in jail, and like because he was in jail, like they're persecuting him because obviously people don't like it when, you know, you're a manifestation of God. It's like taking away power from other people. So
Hold on, what?
people are not
People
gonna
not like when you're a manifestation.
people
of
are
God.
not gonna like when you're like a new manifestation of God comes, because for
I mean,
example,
how do they know that though? Like what? How do they recognize that and then persecute him for that?
so a lot of people would like, I mean, I'm sure if like you're in a government and you have like people under you who you're working for, and they're like going to like confront this guy, and they end up like recognizing him as a divine being of God, or they
But how do they know that?
from either from being in his presence, just from feeling how much love he has, or from like
Sure.
certain like Muslim scholars would go and debate him, and they would like see how knowledgeable he was.
Debate him on what?
Just like prophecies and like religion. Like I can't tell you the exact quote for quote, but a lot of people would go up to him and they would realize like how knowledgeable, and also like how the love and like care he had for like each individual, and they realized that like this is the one I'm looking for. This is like the promised one. People would recognize him.
So he was prophesied.
He was what?
He was prophesied to come
Yeah,
by who?
by like the Quran and the Bible.
Did you talk about that?
You didn't bring up the prophecies for it.
So where's the
I-
prophecy of this guy in the Bible?
I don't really know.
How old are you, sir?
I'm sorry?
How old are you?
I'm 27.
27. How long have you known about this this guy over there? What's his name
So
again?
Baha'u'llah.
What's it?
Baha'u'llah.
Baha'u'llah.
Yeah.
What does
so-
that mean in that language? What does that mean?
It means gate of God. Or-
Gate. Oh, okay. That's what you said earlier. Okay, okay.
Bob's the gate of God, right?
I think Baha'i was a gate, and then Baha'i is like the gate of God and like the glory of God.
Glory to God.
Yeah.
So he represents the gate of God as a person on the earth. Is he still living right now?
No, this was like in the 1800s.
1800s. Okay, so that's what he was talking about, and he referenced that he's supposed to come and do something, and that's where I'm coming in as well. Like, what prophecy are you familiar with that you would recognize this as a God?
So basically, I was explaining it earlier, but I think we were talking about something else. But basically, in 1844, it was prophesied in the Quran, and I can't really quote exactly where it is.
Okay.
But if you look it up, it will easily talk to you about it. Like
Yeah, can you paraphrase? Like, you can look it up, because
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn as well.
Basically, in the Quran, it was prophesied that, I don't know, was it the 12th Iman or something?
Yeah,
like
the
that?
12th Iman.
The 12th Iman was to come, and it was going to be in like spirit.
Imam?
Imam?
Yeah.
That's what Shias are waiting for, before the Mahdi, right? So he believes. So basically, that 12th Imam is tied into you guys' belief too.
Yeah, so basically, it was prophesied that he would be coming, right? And then Sayyid Muhammad Ali was a sheikh in Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, sent out people to go find him, right? And then the Bab, who is a twin manifestation of the Baha'i faith, he's a descendant of Muhammad. And basically, when
Hold on, what?
He's a descendant of Muhammad.
The
Bab.
person you're talking about.
The Bab.
He's a descendant. Sir. Have a nice day, sir. Have a nice day, sir.
Great, we can
Sir,
debate
have a
you
nice
right
day.
now too.
That's ridiculous.
We can debate you right
Sir.
now too. Just give us a minute.
Sir, you can wait your turn, sir.
There's no
You're interrupting.
Why are you here?
You're interrupting.
You have no right to be here.
Sir, you're interrupting.
You have no right to be
First
here.
of all, you're interrupting
We're
us,
just talking,
sir.
we're just talking.
That is ridiculous,
We're
sir.
just conversating.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so basically, the 12th Imam is predicted to come. Sayyid Ali Muhammad went to the Bab and found him. And he said, 18 people, 18 men on their own accord will recognize me as the gate. And 18 people on their own, without him saying anything, recognized him as being the coming. Like the person that was coming to like explain like the truth of what's happening.
So is this like in your writings, or what writings is this in?
It's okay, so
or just like kind of like oral tradition?
No, it's prophesied, I'm pretty sure, in the Quran. And
No. The 18 people isn't in the Quran.
Oh yeah.
No.
Where is that? Where can we find out about that?
No. The Bob himself said 18 people.
Bob, is that the one that was executed for heresy?
Yeah, so he was executed. Yeah, he was executed.
Who executed him?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can go into the story for you, but basically, he was recognized, and after 6 years after him declaring 1844, in the 1850, he was taken and he was gonna be executed. At first, they exiled him a couple times because they were like kind of hesitant about killing like a descendant of like Muhammad. Also, like there was a lot of different things like superstitions and whatnot. But basically, it was prophesied, and I really wish I knew exactly where it was, but I read it. But that he was gonna be killed by Muslims, right? Yeah, that he was gonna get killed by Muslims. So,
hey, bro, you gotta get up out of here, bro. Get up out of here. You're doing way too much, bro. You're doing way too much. Walking behind this.
It's okay. I can talk about it still. So he was prophesied to be killed by Muslims. So they got
by who?
But so
there's prophecy in the Quran about him coming, and then them killing him in the Quran.
Muslims killing him. Yes.
Wait a minute.
I don't know if it's in
what?
The Quran. I don't know if it's in the Quran. So like I don't.
And that's my point. You said that the Quran prophesied of him and the Bible, but he's killed by the same people that prophesied for him. That doesn't make any sense.
I can probably look it up. I don't know exactly.
I'm just saying it's not sound.
Right. No.
Why would Allah, the supreme being, you believe in Allah as God?
Of course.
So Allah prophesied about a person to be a Messiah of some sorts, but then he's killed his own Messiah.
Well, no, I don't exactly know where it was, but I think he.
It's not about where; it's about what you're talking about.
Right.
You're talking about a person that's prophesied in the Quran, a holy book of the Muslims, that's prophesied about this individual that you're referencing. And at the same token, you're saying he was prophesied to be killed by the same people?
And the executed for heresy at that.
Yeah, well, that doesn't make any sense, sir.
Well, I mean, I understand. Yeah, go for it.
I'm obviously like not commenting whether like it's true or not, but I don't know.
You are saying it's true.
But I'm saying
you're telling us like it's history.
Yeah.
And you're using the Quran and the Bible to try to bolster this information. And that's the problem we're having. Now, of course, we don't believe in the Quran, but I would still dare say the Quran didn't prophesy about somebody that's not even a Muslim, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Because they say Muhammad's the last prophet, and you're saying he's a descendant of Muhammad, which we know that's a lie. Because he's not an Arab. Is he an Arab?
No.
Or is he a Persian?
No, he's Persian. But I mean, you don't.
So an Arab is made a Persian.
And you
but there's
wait.
No, but there's like people with black hats in Iran that are descendants of Muhammad, and they're Persian.
Okay.
By blood?
But by blood, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're Arabs.
They call them.
They're like. I mean, like we're like. I'm like probably like what 5% like Indian or something. I could be a descendant of like someone that was Indian, though. You know, even.
Where are you from? Iran.
Persian.
You're Persian, right?
Yeah.
So are you an Arab?
No, I don't have any Arab blood.
And that's my point.
No,
so like there is descendants of Muhammad, and they call them the Ahlul Bayt, which means the house of the prophet, right? Well, are you saying this Bob, was he of the lineage of Muhammad?
He was of the lineage of Muhammad, yes.
And they executed him.
I don't want to like conveniently leave right now, but our friends are here, and I mentioned earlier.
It's not a problem. We're not keeping you here, man. We're not keeping you here.
Yeah, but what are you guys doing? What is your guys' thing?
What do you mean?
What is your guys' like thing that you're doing right now? Like, what's like it called?
What is SICARII? We're the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. What is SICARII? We're the people of the Bible. And we know for a fact, just to leave off this conversation,
I'm gonna look it up later.
our people, our prophets would never prophesy about that guy. It's impossible. There's no prophecies of whoever you're talking about.
I'm gonna do more investigation on it.
No problem. You guys are young men. They can say you were told that. I'm not sure how long ago you learned, but you got to put the pieces together.
I appreciate it.
You know what I mean? All right, man.
I'm gonna do more investigation.
Y'all have a great day. Yes, sir.